Okay, you guys, today we're going to be talking a little bit about tone and mood in your notes today. So, once again, not a ton of writing. Um, it's mostly just looking over notes and being able to use them because you guys are going to do a piece of writing, a PO paragraph over tone and mood. So, you definitely need to understand the difference. And we're definitely going to be looking at how Suzanne Collins or William Golding develop mood and tone within their novels. So get your ISN table of contents filled out and also the 2 pages in your ISN and meet me back here. Welcome back. Okay, so you only need one foldable, which actually is not in your foldables bag. So this is I will give this out to you. I should have given this to you today, yesterday, one of the days. This week, you should have gotten thinking about mood and tone. Okay, so you're really just going to be taping this down, and we're going to be looking over this for the most part is what we are doing for notes today. So once again, not a ton of writing. Okay, make sure that you put tone and mood, put the date that you're taking the notes, and make sure you have page numbers. Okay, we've somewhat, I think, discussed this in some of our short stories, but we are definitely going to be writing about mood and tone in these novels. Okay, so a lot of people use these words, mood and tone, interchangeably, which is wrong. Okay, they are completely different things. Mood is how it makes the reader feel. Okay, so it is the emotions evoked by a work of literature. So when we look at the examples in our notes here, the sun smiled down on them as they lay peacefully on the warm blanket, soothed by the gentle hum of the bees as they rested. So this evokes the mood of positivity, okay? The mood is positive. The words create calm and peaceful feelings, okay? This one has the sun beat down as they lay on the sweltering blanket. There was no wind to bring relief, and the irritating buzzing of the bees was relentless. These are both written about the same thing, but they're written differently. This mood is much more negative. The words create a restless and uncomfortable feeling. You have like sweltering blanket, no relief, irritating buzzing of the bees, and relentless. Those are all words that give you that uncomfortable feeling. Okay, so basically, when you think about mood, all you're going to think about is how does it make you feel when you read it, okay? Here's where you look. Mood is often created by the setting, okay? Which is why after we discuss setting, we go probably straight into mood and tone, okay? It is also created by the theme and tone. So you got to know the tone in order to really pull that mood sometimes. They're not always the same, though. I'm just saying that. Tone is the author's attitude towards the subject. It's how the speaker or writer clearly feels about what they're saying about the writing. Okay? For example, here are some differences. Can someone explain what's happening here? Okay? If somebody says that, it's very objective. Where I could have said it a completely different way. I could say, can someone tell me what on earth is going on here? This is much more aggressive. They're saying the same thing. One's objective, one's aggressive. Down here, we have the leadership of the school has not changed. It remains as it has always been. This tone is very formal and indifferent. Where I could have said it this way. The leaders of the school haven't changed. It's still the same old people. This one's much more informal and it's irritated. Like, how come we haven't had any change? It's the same old. Okay, so here we go with which words can I use to describe the tone. So here's how you need to look at it. The list is almost endless. Adoring, humorous, direct, sarcastic, incredulous, hostile, irritated, anxious, or nostalgic. Any of those words. It's however you feel that the author is, how the author feels. So writers create tone through the use of literary elements such as diction, narrative perspective, which we have studied already, and word choice. So you've got to look at that. Look at how little changed in these two sentences, but it changed the tone. Okay? This is kind of what we adults always talk to you teenagers about. A lot of times it's not what you're saying, it's your tone. It's the words you're choosing that automatically changes it from objective to aggressive. And that's when you guys are getting in trouble, is when you get aggressive in your tone. So here's an example from Road Not Taken, which is a poem by Robert Frost. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Okay, so when he talks about, I'm telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence, it gives us that nostalgic. He's thinking about his past. So he's contemplative, he's reflective. So we can see that in the author. Here he turns more serious. I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. So he's more serious and he's a lot more triumphant. Like that difference has made his life so much better. The mood created is positive. It is one of satisfaction and upliftment. If you ever come to your two roads diverged in a wood, or those two choices and you don't know which one to make, taking the one less traveled by, the one not everyone takes, sometimes makes all of the difference. Okay? So one last thing down here. As mood is about how a piece of writing makes the reader feel, and poetry is subjective, people may identify different moods. However, you should be able to explain your choice with close references to the text. I'm not going to tell you that the mood you have chosen is wrong. I'm going to ask you to support the mood with evidence. Same with tone. If you want to say that the author's attitude is one way, but I think it's a different way, all you'd have to do is in your explanation, explain to me how that word choice, how that diction, how that narrative perspective makes you feel that this is the author's attitude, okay? It's all in how you explain it and what you use as your evidence, okay? So once you're done looking at this and reviewing all of this, you guys have that quick little quiz to verify that you guys understand what you guys took notes over. And then we're going to be working with tone and mood in class, okay? And I will see you then.